We all have that special object that we hold dear to our hearts. All those memories and the histories behind these objects is what local author Amber Nagel writes about in her new book, Project Keepsake, and she joins us now to tell us more. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning.
I think I gotta say, this whole concept is so cool. Tell us about the book, Project Keepsake.
Well, Project Keepsake, it's a collection of stories, so I didn't write the whole book. There's 55 stories, and there's 53 people, story contributors that contributed to the project, and each story is about a keepsake, but it's not really about a keepsake, it's about the memory or the history of the keepsake. So I just went out and asked a lot of friends and family and other writers to write a story about a keepsake and tell me where the keepsake came from and why it's special, and that's how the stories came to be.
When you say keepsake, what do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of different kinds of keepsakes. There's mementos, there's souvenirs, heirlooms, just something that a person keeps because it's special and it holds like a special place in their heart. It's one of those items that when you move, you make sure you pack it a little bit more carefully and then you take it to every place that you live.
I think the cool thing about this is there's even local authors here from Middle Georgia who contributed to this. Talk about just the process it's been. You mentioned you had friends and family helping out.
Right. Well, when I first started doing it, I do some workshops, some writing workshops, and people would come to the workshops and they would say, well, I want to write, I just don't have anything to write about. And so I started telling them, well, I write a lot of family stories, and sometimes I can pick up a keepsake and it reminds me of different things. So we used it as the writing prompts. And anyway, it just kind of caught fire. And so I'm on Facebook. I'm connected to a lot of local people that were friends of mine from the area, and some of those, were kind and generous enough to actually contribute stories.
I think if I were to contribute, I have to write about my grandma's necklace. It's something that's near and dear to my heart and was passed down to me after she passed away. So I can totally get just the feeling of exploring what these keepsakes really mean to people.
Right. I want to mention the contributors from Middle Georgia. Jim Gilreath, he wrote about his great-grandparents' Bible and wax vine. And then my sister, Audrey Lanier Anderson, she wrote about a scrap of paper, and my father had written his lucky lottery numbers on it.
Oh, wow.
Julie Moss wrote about her dad's dresser, and Debbie Dixon wrote about castanets, which she keeps around the house because they remind her of her mother. And
you're actually going to be in Warner Robins tonight for a book signing. Tell us about that.
At the Nola Brantley Memorial Library on Watson Boulevard. It starts at 6 o'clock and runs, well, just to whenever. But we'll read some excerpts and we'll talk about keepsakes, and I'm inviting the community to bring a keepsake and come and tell us the story behind the keepsake, and we'll have books there available for purchase.
And tell us, what is it that you think our viewers are going to get? What's the takeaway from this book?
The takeaway is that storytelling, I think, is first and foremost, that we need to tell the stories. We need to tell the memories about people that we love, and a lot of times a keepsake will actually help you do that. But, you don't have to write them down, but just as long as you can tell them. But writing them down, of course, is great.
Well, thank you so much, Amber. I'm very excited. It sounds like an awesome collection and an awesome project. And again, Amber is hosting that book reading and signing event tonight at the Nola Brantley Memorial Library in Warner Robins. It's from 6 to 8. And if you want more information or to purchase her book, you can check out our website, projectkeepsake.com.